Good evening. How do we keep a positive attitude and be able to juggle all the responsibilities we have as students, as employees, as caretakers, as providers of our family? How do we juggle all these things and keep a positive attitude? All the challenges of life, all the challenges of work, all the challenges of just day to day survival. How do we do these things and keep a positive attitude and not get discouraged? Sometimes it's not easy. I see people that do it and they just seem to go through life and nothing ever bothers them and nothing ever challenges them. And then I see others that seem to let little things all the time be a nuisance and a hindrance, and they just get such a bad frame of mind that they're not able to accomplish anything. Those of us that are students and employees, we just have to learn to not to allow that frame of mind to come about. We have to keep our focus on what we're doing. We have to manage our time, and we have to keep a positive attitude and stay encouraged about things. And that's what I intend to speak on tonight is how to encourage us to not to be discouraged. And I think there's some things that work for me, may work for you. There's probably other things that work better than for one person than they do for another. But I do believe that there's some commonality of things that would keep us all focused and keep us to being able to reach the goals that we're all able to reach. I think each day we have to look at the day itself. We have to take it as being that day in itself and not be worried about anything else other than that day. Make a plan. I don't know that you need to write an agenda, but have a plan for that day and set some goals. But also, you need to be prepared for obstacles. You need to be prepared for failures and delays and all the things that will happen, because something will happen. If you go through a day that does not have some setbacks and delays, then you can consider yourself a very lucky person, because that is not a normal day I don't believe, for any of us. But setting some goals, I think, are important. I do believe that um, seeing those goals through are helpful. And I think it would help us stay motivated to say, we did accomplish something that day. Um, Coming home, and you're working all day during the day, and coming home and trying to figure out what you need to get done with your school assignments. It all is pretty much a pre-planned day for for the most part. But you can still plan other things around the responsibilities you have, and I believe it would be helpful to maybe set that as a daily plan. Um, Also, getting plenty of rest. For me, it's very important to, especially as I've gotten a little older. I have to get plenty of rest. If I don't, I'm not going to function very well. I'm not going to think very clear. I'm going to be irritable. I'm not going to have a good positive attitude, and I think most of us uh, can relate to that. You just have to give the time to get the rest and the sleep that you need, and I'm pretty a routine kind of person myself, so I do things about the same way all the time, most of the time. Certainly, if unless something comes up that I'm not prepared for. Um, and I think it's important to not to allow yourself to get discouraged and to recognize that you're becoming irritable and you're becoming um, discouraged, and you just have to stop and kind of recognize that time and reset yourself and think about it. You may not necessarily be able to reset the circumstances, but you can reset yourself, and it's not easy to do, but you can give it a try. Um, some days you're going to be very good at it, some days you're not, and the thing to do is just not to allow yourself to get get down on yourself and don't put yourself in a bad frame of mind just because you didn't particularly reach that particular goal for that day, or you might have failed or something maybe just didn't quite work out the way it should, because there are many, many, many things that stand in our way. And I see a lot of things happen with the people that I'm around on a daily basis, and I hear a lot of the things that go on with other people, and a lot of people really put a lot of problems in front of themselves. Sometimes they don't realize they're doing it, but I think it's important just to try to do the best you can do to not cause more problems than you're going to have. Life is hard. Life is difficult. Nothing seems to be easy anymore. But the way we handle it and the way we keep our frame of mind help us through all these challenges. And that is the things that I felt it was important to say, and I hope that this can be a help to some people. As we as students, some of us older and some of us younger. Some of you guys are just getting started in college life, and some of us are like myself. We're starting over and maybe looking into some new things, and it's not easy, not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth the try. And we just being upbeat and staying positive attitude about all the things, and take it one day at a time. I had a person to tell me one time that, son, if you're worried about something, do something about it. If you can't do anything about it, then don't worry about it. And I've tried to just uh, keep that frame of mind about all things. And I encourage you to do the same. And I thank you.